Welcome to Founders Feature, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young. In each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Beth Shaw, founder and CEO of YogaFit, one of the most established and influential yoga education brands in North America. Founded in 1994, YogaFit has trained hundreds of thousands of instructors worldwide through inclusive, science-based yoga teacher training programs that bridge traditional yoga with modern fitness, strength, and mobility. Beth built YogaFit with a mission to make yoga accessible, safe, and empowering for everybody. And she's been a driving force in professionalizing yoga education within the health and fitness industry. Today, we'll explore her entrepreneurial journey, the evolution of YogaFit, and her vision for the future of mind-body fitness. Beth, a very warm welcome to Founders Feature.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great episode. We have a lot to dive into. Before we do, I do like to start with your background, though. So before YogaFit, can you tell us what were you doing previously, and what was really your inspiration for getting into this space?
My inspiration getting into the space was pure passion. I've been practicing yoga since I was a child. I taught myself how to do guided meditation and imagery when I was 6 years old to combat horrible migraine headaches that I had. In college, I was in a pretty bad car accident and started studying nutrition, thanks to meeting some chiropractors. It's been fitness, and especially mind body fitness, has been a lifelong passion of mine. And I started YogaFit. I wasn't really doing that much. I started YogaFit when I was in my early 20s. I had done some advertising sales that I was doing to fund everything. And I have a degree in marketing, business administration with a minor in nutrition. I also completed advanced studies program at Harvard, the OPM program, so I'm Harvard alumni. And of course, I've studied various fitness and different modalities such as Reiki and massage and Tai Chi and a lot of things. Fortunately, I've gotten to study around the world.
Very good. So quite the background there. I just have to ask, how many 6-year-olds are dealing with migraines? That cannot be a common issue.
I would say now, probably because of how stressed our youth are. I would say probably a lot of young people dealing with migraines. At YogaFit, we have trauma-informed yoga for children as well. It's called Warriors Kids. So people can get certified to work with young people to help them manage their stress in healthy ways.
Wow. Got it. So Be YogaFit, been around for a long time. I'm sure it's seen some different iterations over the years. Walk us through the present day. What does working with Be YogaFit look like today?
The Be YogaFit studio is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we are licensing them around the country, actually around the world. I've got a couple of YogaFit studios in Japan as well. One of my friends from Harvard owns several hospitals, hotels, and a diagnostic medical wellness hotel. So he has 2 studios in Aomori. So we're licensing out the Be YogaFit studio name, much like the CrossFit model, where people just, they find a space and they license from us. We train their instructors, and then they offer ongoing training through their studios for a small licensing fee. At YogaFit, we continue to expand globally, and I've been all over the world teaching yoga, everywhere from Russia to Saudi Arabia, all over Asia. So it's been a really wonderful ride for me that I'm still on, fortunately, all these years later. The pandemic did put a big shift in our business because pre-pandemic, we were doing all live trainings. We were doing about 1,000 trainings a year worldwide, live in person. And then because of the pandemic, we went to a virtual model. Most of our trainings now are done live virtual. We also have pre-recorded programs. And we're doing some live trainings and conferences. We've got in 2026 conferences coming up in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area, some in the middle of the country in like Wisconsin, one in Florida. So our business model has definitely shifted over the past 5 years.
Absolutely. So when you mentioned you're doing those seminars, those live events, are those live yoga classes, or are these the certification classes to become certified in yoga?
Both. We have consumer-friendly programs where people can just come in for an hour or two and take different classes. but we
Hmm.
also have a lot of our education that happens all at the same time.
Okay, combining the events. Very good. So I want to ask you, you've been in business so long. I'm curious, since 1994, that may or may not have been before I was alive. I won't say if it's true or not. But I'm just curious, how have you seen the fitness space change during that time, in your opinion?
Wow, that's a good question. The fitness space has changed a lot. There's always some new trend that's in vogue or circles back around. Spinning is a great example of that. In the mid 90s, spinning really started with Johnny G, who was actually a friend of mine, and it had its run and then it fell off. And then we had Soul Cycle come back into the marketplace, and then some Me Too brands like Flywheel that I think declared bankruptcy about eight, 9 years ago. So it is, we see things come in, we see things go. I would say now Pilates is very hot. Yoga remains to be a growth sector because the nice thing is you really don't need any equipment. And the nice thing about yoga also is that you can tailor it to be adaptable to any body, literally anybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd love to ask, you said you have a background in marketing and you've built quite a big business. So I'd love to ask, how do you go about marketing your companies?
Back when I started, marketing was taking ads out in magazines and doing direct mail. Now it's definitely a different animal. So a lot of our clients come via word of mouth because we have been around as a school for so long. We incorporated in 1997 and we started officially doing trainings at that time. We're well known around the world as the gold standard for any yoga mind body education. And our educational offerings have actually grown so much. We have over 250 different educational programs now, everything
Hmm.
from yoga back to yoga for athletes. We have a very robust yoga therapy track. We're one of only about 25 schools worldwide that are accredited by the IAYT, the International Association of Yoga Therapists, to offer yoga therapy program. We've got a lot of trauma informed yoga that has very much grown in the past 5 years. Because
Hmm.
when we started that program, one of our trainers is a lieutenant military Army colonel. She wrote that, and she's also a psychologist. She wrote that program. And it used to be that we were just dealing with first responders, military people, and all of that. But now the whole world is traumatized. So we have a lot more people taking those trainings.
Yes, and it just seems like it's going to continue to keep growing. So I'm sure if we come back in a year, you'll have 500 different certifications, not just 250. Oh man. Okay. So a lot of word of mouth. That makes a lot of sense. And I have to assume you've built out a pretty big team to help you grow and to keep this business steady. Can you walk us through that process? A lot of entrepreneurs, they have a hard time delegating, bringing people on, right? Because no one will love your baby as much as you do. So how is that process for you?
Well, we have about 50 master trainers located around the world, predominantly in North America, that go through an
Mhm.
extensive training program and then offer education. Many of them really have very strong competency beyond my scope for sure in different areas. We have an Ayurvedic specialist, we've got a lot of physical therapists, doctors, psychologists. We have a big team of different people with different credentials that bring new education to our company.
Okay. And I'm curious, as the owner, as the founder, what hat are you wearing today in the company?
The same hat that I have worn all along, and that is a visionary hat. I see possibilities and opportunities everywhere. And so my job, I believe, is to obviously keep the business afloat during challenging times and not so challenging times. Also, to make sure that the quality of the education remains, because there are a lot of Me Too brands out there now. When we started, we were the only school going to two different states, two different countries, two different locations, and bringing the education to people as opposed to people coming to us or going in residence for yoga teacher training for a month somewhere.
Mm,
With the opportunity to do so much online right now, we are expanding our reach, which is great.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The 2026 is slowly but surely climbing up on us. I'm curious, do you have any goals you've set for the business for, let's say, the next year you're looking to achieve?
Yes, I would like to find more strategic partners so that we can market to each other's networks, whether it's related products, of course, supplements, equipment companies, because again, yoga is something that can be tailored to the needs of anyone. So as long as you can breathe, you can do some type of yoga. So
That's a lot of people to market to.
it is.
Absolutely. Beth, you've written a couple books at this point, I believe, and you have one coming out soon. Can you talk to us about those?
Yeah, I've written 4 books to date. The first one was called Yoga Fit. It has sold over 100,000 copies worldwide. The second book that I wrote is Yoga Lean. It's a lifestyle book, healthy weight management. The third book was the Yoga Fit Athlete for people who are more athletically inclined, how to incorporate yoga to prevent injuries and take care of the body. My fourth book came out just before the pandemic. It's called Healing Trauma with Yoga. And this fifth book that I'm writing is the first time that I'm self-publishing, and also the first time that I don't have the word yoga in the title. The book is called Get Stronger, Live Longer, and it is a longevity book.
Very nice. Definitely a hot topic right now. So very well timed there. I'm curious, what made you want to self-publish?
I thought I should have a different experience. 2 of my books were published by Random House Penguin Press. My first book was published through Human Kinetics, which is a large sports publishing company. The fourth book was a very small, rather insignificant publishing company. And if I'm honest, I've been rather disappointed with going with conventional publishers. So I thought I should have a different experience, self-publish it, sell it off of Amazon, and go through a different learning curve.
Yeah. I have a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners on the show who do want to write a book. So if you can share and you feel comfortable, what were some of the things about working with a traditional publisher that made you disappointed in the process?
I think the level of exposure and marketing, especially the bigger the publishing company, you put a book out, you're relevant to them for about a week, and then they move on to their next project. I never really found the marketing support. I never publish a book to make money. Obviously, one doesn't want to lose money. So again, I just thought, let me have a different experience.
We'll see how it goes. We'll find out very shortly.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Beth, you've been running a pretty good podcast for a while now. Can you tell us how the podcast came to be, how you went about just sustaining it and growing it as well?
Yeah, the podcast is called Make America Healthy. My impetus for starting that podcast was that I, especially during the pandemic, I very much am a champion for people taking control of their own physical and mental health. And many times people are just reliant on external sources for their health, and they turn over all of their power to an outside source. So I just wanted to give people information on how they can better care for their own health. I started the podcast in March, actually maybe it's February of 2022. And we've covered everything from biohacking to women's hormones to strength training, mindfulness, meditation, substance abuse, eating disorders, clean eating, environmental toxins, EMFs. I could go on and on. We've had a lot of great guests. Dr. Nick Perricone, Dr. Barry Sears, Dr. Edward Group from Global Healing was my first guest, Dr. Pam Peak, Judson Brewer from Brown University's Mindfulness program. Again, too many to read them all off, but it's been a great learning opportunity for me as well. Every time I do a podcast, I get to connect with someone very interesting and learn something new.
We're always learning.
Yeah.
That is for sure. That is for sure. So with the book coming out about longevity, big fan there, right? Could you give us maybe a little sneak peek into the book? Maybe some of the longevity tips, tricks you talk about in the book?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of very simple things in the book, digestion hacks, sleep hacks, important things like building more muscle, clean eating. We go into Ayurveda a bit in this book. We went into Ayurveda a lot in my Yoga Lean book as well. The book is actually based on the Ayurvedic model. Simple things that people can do, more advanced things if people want to get themselves red lights and start taking peptides. We get into microdosing, various things. So it's just a buffet with the hope that people will be able to adopt more healthy habits into their everyday lives
Yeah.
to have a longer health span as opposed to just having a lifespan.
Absolutely. So it's really just a library of different things people could be using, get to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. That's an exciting space. You mentioned peptides. That's another big one right now. Do you have any personal favorite peptides?
I started taking them again a couple of weeks ago, but I have to admit I'm not as rigorous and disciplined with taking them every night. So I'm sure they're not working to the best of their ability with me.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that one's especially if they're the injection kind. Yeah, stabbing yourself every day. That's a change. That's for sure.
One can get used to it very easily, though, believe me.
Nice. Very nice. Beth, we talked about the podcast. Where can the listeners find you online? What about social media?
They can find me at Beth Shaw Health on Instagram. If they're interested in Yoga Fit, we're Yoga Fit Inc. on Instagram. If you find yourself in South Florida, come to our Be Yoga Fit Studio, also on Instagram, Be Yoga Fit Studio. Make America Healthy. I believe we have Make America Healthy as our Instagram as well, makeamericahealthy.com. If they just want to connect with me direct, they can do it at Beth Shaw Health, or my website is bethshaw.com.
BethShaw.com. Perfect. Beth, pleasure having you on today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of The Founder's Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Beth on all of her social media and websites. All of those links will be in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.